Looking for a way to get healthy? The Chef You and I program has the answer. Kathryn Raaker and chefs from around the nation will teach even the most inexperienced how to cook. Come into their kitchen and watch them take ordinary foods with loads of calories and fat and turn those foods into healthier dishes. You will be the first to get tips and ideas on foods that are easy to prepare. Now let's join Kathryn and today's chef and learn how to make today's recipes.
Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of the Chef You and I, and today our guest chef is Marty Schulte. And we always have a lot of fun, and our guest is Marion, and we're very excited that she's here too, because she's gets to taste test everything, along with our producer and cameraman, right? Good. So we've got some crazy, wonderful recipes, and you know Skip Kenny, you've done stuff with Skip Kenny, and your daughter has too. So these are all recipes from Mark Shaw of Skip Kenny. And so the first thing we're going to do is, he is a smoker, Marty.
Okay.
And what he usually does is he does all of his beef brisket, all of everything on his smoker. But since we don't have a smoker, right, we're going to use, we are going to actually take that pork, we're going to put it in our hot pot and do it. And he suggested that we brown it on both sides in the skillet or on the grill. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have our trusty dusty producer actually start the grill up and put it on the grill for a few minutes on either side. Then I can put it in the hot pot. Okay?
Sounds good.
So that's the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually put the marinade onto the pork. And I'm going to use gloves.
Okay.
Because when I use chicken or anything like that and I have to handle it, it's easier to do it with these, and I can take them off, right? And use whatever. So anyhow, well, tell me, how have you been?
I've been good. This whole staying in has been a little bit of a challenge.
Right, with the COVID-19,
yes,
right?
Yes,
which I had, which was so fun.
Yes.
What can I say?
Yeah.
Anyhow, so how are your kids?
They're good. Out of town right now, so they're enjoying the beach, and it's a little bit quiet at my house, which is fine. I don't get quiet very often, so.
Really?
Yeah, no, not a bit. So it's kind of nice to have some quiet.
Very nice to have quiet. So it must seem strange, actually.
Well, I was trying to figure out what I was going to actually cook this week for myself, because I'm used to cooking for at least 3 adults, 4 or 5 adults, and then the kids and stuff. So it's going to be a little bit challenge to figure out how to make something just for one person.
Well, I can give you some stuff we have already made, and then you can have it, or you can come over to dinner. It doesn't make any difference.
Yeah, because I cook for a crowd all the time, so
I know I used to too, and it's hard. It's hard just to cook for 1 or 2 people.
Yeah,
right.
When you go looking for a piece of meat or a salad or something, you're like, oh, I don't need that much. So it'll be interesting.
So I'm going to wipe my hands off real quick because I got to put this other stuff on, and I don't want to get it on those. Okay. So we're going to use some marinade on this, but so what I'm going to do is put it in here, right, actually, and then I'm going to ask you to pour some marinade.
You want the mustard, right?
Yeah, the mustard marinade over it.
All right. I love using bags for this kind of stuff because I like squishing it together, and it's just like you don't get it in your hands or anything. Okay, and what else did you want? Did you want to put something else in there?
I'm going to use the actual spice on it at the end.
Okay.
When we put it into the
all right.
Actually, so that's nice. So all I want to do is I want our trusty producer to put it out on the grill, or I can go out with him. It doesn't matter. What would you like me to do? No, you can just go out to the grill, right? And so we want to actually take this and put this on the grill for like 5 minutes on each side, just to get like a crust on it, and then we put it in the hot pot.
Good.
Okay?
Sounds
So we'll
good.
do that, and we'll take a break this minute and let him do that for us. Marty, we're going to now make the Skip Kenny barbecue baked beans.
All right.
So what I need you to do is actually to take 2 15-ounce cans of pork and beans, 3 tablespoons that we already, I think, measured into that container.
Right, yeah. And you use the pork and beans that have no flavoring in them.
What? These have none.
No
none.
flavoring.
And
Yeah.
that's what's important to know because you're going to add a lot of spices to actually, Marty, you're going to put a lot of spices in this, so it's going to be really nice. And you're going to bake it in a 11 by 8 pan, and you're going to cook it at 350 degrees for an hour uncovered. So, okay, now you need 3 tablespoons of Skip Kenny mustard marinade,
All right. So we've already...
which I had already measured in there.
All right.
And then 1/4 cup of table syrup, which is that, right? Maple
Good old
syrup,
maple
basically.
syrup,
Maple
yum.
syrup, yum. And it's the real stuff from Maine, okay? And then 1/4 cup of light brown sugar.
All righty.
And then 4 tablespoons of your favorite Skip Kenny barbecue sauce. And this is the barbecue Skip Kenny sauce. It's not real spicy. I'm sorry, Marty. It's the whiskey barbecue sauce that you're putting in there. And for people that are worried about that, it's really not alcoholic. It's a spice, okay? So that's really important, okay?
All right.
So she's mixing it all together, if you can see. And then we're going to actually, do you want me to do this part? Oh, no, you
I
can do
got
it? Okay.
And I've already sprayed the pan.
Which is
so-
important to know. You don't want it to stick.
Right. And there's nothing like baked beans that are baked in the oven. Oh.
They're so good. And we've already preheated the oven already. And we're going to put that into a hot oven, right? And
So,
yeah, right there is
on
fine.
there? We're all good?
Okay, that's good.
All right.
And now we're done with that one. And what we're going to do next is we're doing a wonderful macaroni and cheese. Okay, so here's your wonderful pan that we're
All
going
right.
to use. And do you want to spray that first?
I will. I'll spray that because you'll have some stuff to do on the oven for the macaroni and
That's
cheese.
right.
So I'll go.
And
I'll
we're going
get
to
the
take a
spray
little
already.
short. We're taking a little short break to check on the pork.
All right.
Okay, we'll be right back. We're back with Marty Schulte and myself, Kathryn Raaker, and we're making actually something for Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
You know, we're making this because most dads like to have barbecues and stuff like this, and this is really a fun kind of meal. Don't count calories on Father's Day because this is not going to work.
This is comfort food.
This is comfort food, right. So what we're going to do, because this has to bake in the oven too, so, or you could probably, I don't know if you'd put it on the grill though. No.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't either.
particularly, but-
Okay. So what we need to do, Marty, first is to take the 16-ounce package of elbow macaroni. Where is that?
It's right
Oh,
there.
it's over here.
Right by the sink.
Right,
Yep.
we got it. So it's already been boiling, right? And we need a whole box of it, which is 16 ounces. So we're going to stir that too, okay? Because I don't like it sticking on the bottom, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just have to tell you that this new pan,
Those are beautiful.
they're 360 cookware, but they provided them for our cooking show, which I thought was really sweet.
Yeah. Super
Okay.
nice. Yeah.
So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make actually the roux for
Like the base of it.
for the base of it,
Yeah.
and then we're going to add all the other things so that when the macaroni is done, we'll be able to actually make it. Okay.
Good.
So let's do that first.
All right.
We're going to we're going to melt the butter and whisk in the flour until thick. Whisk in the milk, bring to a boil, and whisk in the barbecue rub. And then you stir in the cream cheese until the mixture is smooth. And then we're going to add all the actual cheeses to the pasta when this is done. And then we're going to put it into that beautiful pan. Okay? So the first thing we're going to do is do this roux, I think, first.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
So
While you're doing that.
I need to actually come over here.
I love that new pan too. It looks like just a large wok.
It is a wok.
I love the shape of it.
Right. Pardon me a minute.
There we go.
Okay, so we want to heat it up. And, you know, with these pans, you don't put them on high. They're vapor cooking, and they're easy. You can even bake a turkey on top of the oven or a big chicken in this.
Oh, wow.
Is that wild or
Nice,
what?
Yeah.
I can't wait to do it. So I went out and got a chicken.
Gotta try this.
Yeah, I really wanted to try that. And so this is the butter, okay. And I'm using the kind of butter that's real soft butter. Mm-hmm. I need a spoon or something, actually. And
There we go.
you know, we need to get a little spatula. You know those little tiny spatulas?
Yeah.
I need to invest in one of those.
I use a lot of those for baking.
Yeah,
When
I
do
think
a lot
so.
of
Well, you're
baking
the
and stuff.
baker girl.
I do like to
I'm
bake.
not. All right, so what we're doing next is adding the flour. We already added the flour, but now we're adding the milk. There's 3 cups of milk, right? And then we need to actually, if you don't mind doing
Yeah.
that part of it, she's going to stir that until it gets to a consistency, and we're going to come over with a camera. But we also need to add in the rub, which we need to put in at least a, let me look. Just a little bit. So we're just going to add a little bit of the rub into that, okay?
All right, just go ahead and I'll
I'm just going to put a little bit in, all right?
Yeah.
That should be enough.
yeah, just a hint of the
Just
flavor.
a hint, like
Right.
maybe a teaspoon. No more than a teaspoon I wouldn't put in, because it all depends upon if you like spicy. Mm-hmm. That looks really good.
Yeah.
And our noodles will be done in a minute. So when that gets thick, which we wanted to do, and so actually she's going to turn it down a little bit. Well, Marty actually is getting it to the roux to thickening. We're going to bring the hot pot over because we have the pork that we can put into it. And actually we're going to put some wine in with the pork, and we're going to get it started because it takes about 35-40 minutes in the hot pot. So why don't we go ahead and do that first. She's going to put the cream cheese in. She's putting the cream cheese into the actual...
into my roux. So now my roux is thick. So now I want to put the cream cheese in and make it really creamy before we start adding in the noodles and we add in the cheese.
So let's look at that with the camera first.
All right, so I'm going to just break this up a little bit in here. I want to get it all broken up, and then I want to get it just nice and creamy. It just takes a little bit of time and heat. And you just want to keep it low enough so that it doesn't burn, but just keep moving it and moving it and moving it to make it creamy. There's nothing better than cream cheese and stuff. Ugh, it's like a magic ingredient.
It is a magic ingredient.
It's a
I love
magic
it.
ingredient. Everything with cream cheese is
Actually.
delicious. Okay, see, it's getting a little lumpy right here, so it's getting there. It's getting there. Just got to keep stirring it and stirring it and stirring it just to get it creamy. And we're just about there. Okay, so this is about the consistency I like to see. And I'm going to turn the heat off because I do not want this to get too hot, waiting for our noodles to get done. And then as soon as our noodles are done.
They're actually done, Marty.
Awesome. Okay.
So
we
I'm
can-
going to turn this off, and I'm going to strain them while you're doing that.
Okay. And I'm just going to keep going with this because I want it to
Watch your
stay
hands.
creamy and not lump up at all.
Okay.
I love this pan. This is the nicest pan, Kath. Oh my gosh. All right.
Well,
Move this a little off the heat a little bit. All right.
well, it's called 360 Cookware, and you can go up to 360cookware.com and find it. That's the cool part.
Nice.
I know.
Nice. All right, you've got that. I'm going to get this off the heat for a minute. I'm going to get my bowl ready over here. Got a nice big bowl to go ahead and get these all put in before I put it in my pan, which has been sprayed because nobody wants to clean that up ever. All right, so as soon as Kath's ready, she can pour those noodles in here.
Oops.
And then we'll go ahead and get this poured in. the
Okay,
roux
so
poured over.
can I have that? Well,
Bring that over and just
it's fine.
give me the
Okay.
noodles.
Put the noodles in.
Take those noodles. Perfect.
All right.
All right, awesome. And then I'm going to go ahead and
And you know what?
this
The next
out. So now I'm going to go ahead and get this roux poured in. Kath, I'm going to get you to just take this.
isn't we have a spatula somewhere?
Or just use this.
It's over
stir
here.
there. Yep. And just go ahead and then just there
We've got
you go.
it. Don't worry.
All right. Okay,
Here, let
just
me
go
do
ahead and
that.
get the rest of that out of there.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Because it's nice and creamy.
Oh my gosh, that's beautiful.
Now, we did not salt and pepper this yet, and everybody can kind of either salt and pepper to their taste after it's all done. I think everybody has kind of their own tolerance for salt in dishes
oh my
like
gosh,
this.
this looks so delicious.
Yeah, and especially with cheese. Cheese has its own salt in it itself, and sometimes, like I said.
Is that enough?
Yeah, that's perfect. And then
Okay.
everybody has their own tolerance.
Okay,
Great.
so let me do this.
All right,
Okay.
good. We're going to go ahead and
Now you're going to use this,
that
right?
over there.
Correct?
Yep, I'm going to take
Okay.
that. All right,
All
so I
right.
want to go ahead and get these noodles mixed up because they're hot. And then we're going to get the cheese in it.
And the other thing is that you only have to cook this now once we put all of it together, only 15 minutes in a 350-degree oven. Oh, that looks, oh my gosh, that looks so delicious.
All right,
I'm going to get
so-
some pepper out too.
Right. Now, let's
Okay.
go ahead and make it cheesy. So we're really using 8 ounces of sharp cheddar cheese. So go ahead and get that in there. And after each one of the cheeses, I'm just going to mix them up so that I can get just everything really even.
That looks good, Mart.
Yeah. My family would devour this type of macaroni and cheese. They look at the box stuff and
They go, oh my gosh, I love this.
yeah, they're like, Mom, make the good kind of macaroni and cheese.
And that's the important thing is that actually this is really, for kids especially, if they need milk products or whatever, they're going to be able to, be able to do that, which I think
Yeah.
is really cool. Okay.
Now we've added just 8 ounces of mozzarella cheese in it. Another cheese I really like that I've added in mine at home is
what?
Havarti.
Oh, I love Havarti.
I like that cheese. I like Munster real well too.
I do too. We should do we should do another show on cheeses. Yeah, we should. Well, there
Yeah.
was that company that we did. It must have been up when I went to the snack and sweet show. Hold on, I'll pick that up for you.
Oh,
The
yeah,
sa- the
I'm a
snack-
messy cook.
Yeah,
Now-
right.
And now we're going to use 3 ounces of Parmesan also. So we're going to put the Parmesan in there.
You can't count the calories in this. By the way, you can't.
No, and
But you
then-
can have a little of it and it won't hurt, right?
Yeah, and so now it's starting to cool off a little bit, so it's getting pretty thick here.
Ooh, that's
So we're going to go ahead and get it in its dish and then get it in the oven. You can see where it's starting to get stringy.
yeah. You gotta do that, Mart.
Delicious. All right.
Ready?
Here we go. Put it over. I got it. I'm good.
You got it?
Yep. I'm just going to get it in here.
Well, you know it's got cheese in it, right?
Yeah. Little cheesy.
Yeah, a little cheesy. Let me have it.
cheesy.
I'll
All right,
have it.
it's
I'll
hot.
take
Be
it for you.
careful. All right, now I just smooth it on the top. And then sometimes when I'm baking macaroni and cheese like this too, what I do is I just add a little titch of milk in it as it's baking, as it's going through its baking, just so it doesn't get dried at all. So, we'll look at it. No, thank you.
You're
We'll look at
welcome.
it halfway through and just see how it's doing. And if it looks like it's getting a little too dried, I just pour a little bit of milk over the top of it just to keep it nice and creamy. So we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven now too.
Right. Okay, we're going to take a real short break and we're going to put it in the oven and we're going to be right back when we're going to do our pork. We are back on the Chef You and I, and Marty, we are now going to do the pork in the hot pot. Well, our producer actually, he seared it on the grill on both sides. That was the first thing, and we had all the mustard marinade and everything, and the rub on it with salt and pepper. And now we're going to add in apples, stout, vegetable stock, and an onion, and we're going to put it in the hot pot not hot pocket, the hot pot, right? We're going to put it in there, and we're going to put it on for about, I think, 20 or 30 minutes for it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never used one, so
Oh, they're
that's
wonderful.
That's exciting.
They're wonderful.
Instead
We
of waiting
did.
hours.
No, you know what? We did a beef stew the other night. It took altogether with prep time and everything 40 minutes.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
And it was so tender. The beef was so tender, I couldn't believe it. So I'm going to go ahead and, if you can slice that up,
Yeah.
and let's move that beer away.
Oh, now, come on, Kath.
You don't want anybody to see you doing it, right? Right.
No, just don't take the beer.
Okay, right. So these just can be in slices, actually. You don't have to actually put it, you want that in there, okay?
The apples have been really good this year.
Oh, I couldn't believe the apples, actually.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just do this, make it simple. because you just need it. And you know what I found? I made some sausage we had sausage the other night, and I like red cabbage. So some of our restaurants are open here, and actually the Ron's Roost, who I go to all the time, they had schnitzel.
Oh.
I wanted to eat that, but I didn't. But I like to make schnitzel. Schnitzel's not hard to make. We've done it on the show, and it's actually delicious. So we had Hungarian. I have to tell you, Father Andy made Hungarian goulash.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, was that good? Okay, so we're done with that. So the first thing that we're going to do is actually put in the roast first.
Okay.
Okay, to that. And I'm going to go over here. And I'm going to actually take this roast. Oh, it's not as easy as you think.
Here.
Okay. All right, we're going to put the roast in the bottom of the hot pot.
All right.
And then I want to add actually the vegetable.
All right, here's your vegetable
right.
stock.
The vegetable
There we
stock.
go.
That goes in. And you want to cover this. That's the trick to these hot pots. They're not waterless cookery or vapor cooking. You need the liquid.
Okay.
Okay. So we've got that. And then what we're going to do is I need a stout beer. Or I got one right here,
All right.
right?
Yep.
Right? So let's pour that in. Oh boy, does that look good. And
We covered. Need another one?
yeah, the other
All right.
one. Just pour that in. So you want to at least cover it, because now what we're going to do is we're going to add the onions and the apples on top of it. That's cool.
All that great flavoring.
And then I'm going to add the spice to it. Okay? And then the apples. And you don't have to peel them. You can just do everything. All right, and then we're going to do this.
There you go.
Just a little bit of this, okay? Because we put a little on the top of the roast first. So
Got seared, yeah.
right. So we want to do it that way. So now we're gonna actually turn this on.
Okay.
I have so much fun with this, let me tell you. It's a riot. So you can see how when I put this on here, I hope I do this right. Right.
So these aren't your mother's pressure cookers, because I remember
No,
my mom
they're
and my
not my
grandma cooking with
Wait a
one.
minute,
And
I think
don't
I ha-
touch it.
I
Don't
think I
touch
have
it.
I have to do this a different way, I think. I'm not sure. No, it goes this way. I know it does. It goes like this. I don't usually do this. You know who does it is actually.
This is Bill's job.
Yeah, Bill's job. Okay, so now we've got it plugged in, right? And I'm going to show you this in a minute. We want to look at what type of.
Okay, so we're going to turn it so the camera people can see it.
Yeah, I can show them.
No, turn-
Okay, and then I'll show it this way.
Yeah, there we go.
But we're going to put, it's pork. So it is actually, so the first thing that we're going to do on this, Marty, is we're going to hit pressure. Okay, and then you can see the blue light. And then you want to go to where it says pork.
Oh, okay.
So you
different
turn it
settings-
down. Wait a
Different
minute.
settings for different meats.
Yeah. Now we're on pork, and what we're doing is hitting the button for it to start. And it'll, in a few seconds, it'll turn red one more time and say it's turned yellow, and then it'll start and become red. It pressurizes itself in the hot pot, the quick pot or hot pot, and then in 30 minutes, we'll have a wonderful dish.
Wow.
So anyhow, the next thing that we're going to do is actually, since we have 30 minutes or so, we're going to take a little short break here because we're going to make Marion, guess what? A appetizer. How about that? And us too. Okay, we'll be right back. We are back on the Chef You and I with Marty Schulte and myself, Kathryn Raaker, and we're making the Skip Kenny barbecue sauce barbecue dip. And Marty is actually cutting the vegetables. This is actually a appetizer, or the first course or whatever you want to make it, right, Marty? So we've done cream cheese, and Marty liked to put it in the microwave just for about a minute, right, to get it really soft.
Yeah.
Okay, now what I'm going to do is add the actual
The rub.
the rub,
yeah,
right?
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
rub.
And that is 1 teaspoon of the rub. And then I'm going to add in the barbecue sauce, which is right here. Okay, and I need to actually do this. So we want to do that. Then you add it together, right? This makes it really simple. This is the simplest recipe ever.
I like simple dips.
Yeah, I do too.
Really do.
So I'm just mixing it all together, and then we're going to put it into that middle section of the, what do you call that again? I forget.
Yeah, my vegetable tray.
The vegetable tray,
Yeah.
or, for whatever.
Kind of a different dip, too, because most
Yeah.
of the time you get tired of all the ranch dips. So I kind of like the idea of having a little something different.
And cream cheese is great in anything. And this is actually light cream cheese, just to make it easy, right?
Yeah.
Right, so we're going to add this to that when you're done and put that all together. So I may, in a minute, just put that in. But we would usually refrigerate this. You'd make it ahead of time. You'd make the dip ahead of time, make it cold. It'll be great. But you can have it warm, too. It doesn't make any difference.
And I like the selection of vegetables. You've chosen a few different vegetables other than your regular stuff that you usually see.
Right.
Some squash, which is, happening.
Squash is really good for you, especially in the summertime, and it's light in calories. We're all looking for that, right? We've been home a long time, couple months now. And so everybody, I'm trying to, the battle of the bulge right now. I'm trying to get back into exercising and a few other things, right? And that's what we need to do. So we need to try to eat lighter foods that are easy, and vegetables are great for you.
Yes, they are. All right. So yeah, and I love the colors.
The colors are really beautiful.
The colors just look really, really nice. So
Right.
I think that's enough for all of us right now. So I'm going to go ahead and trade
So
you.
I'm going to
let you do that.
I'm going to put that in, and this makes it really nice. I want to move that tomato a minute, and we're going to put this in, which is really good. I've made this dip before, and it's actually very delicious, just to let you know. And
Looks good. I can always munch on vegetables. I like
vegetables are really good for you.
It's like munching on vegetables.
Right. So it makes just enough for the center of that. Isn't that nice? It's not
Like
gonna
it was planned.
overflow or something. Right. And people love this. They love this dip. And so anyhow, Skip Kenny is going to be coming out with a non-allergic type of barbecue sauce, and also the rub for people like me that are allergic to garlic. And we're going to use different spices in it. So it has the effect of garlic, but it doesn't have the garlic per se. And a lot of people are, they find out that they're allergic to garlic. Don't ask me why, but they do. So anyhow, we're going to take a beautiful picture of that for the website, and then we're going to let our friend Miriam try it. Okay, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef You and I. We're back on The Chef You and I, and Marty, you're going to be making the what?
I'm doing the Skip Kenny cold slaw.
Okay, and I'm doing the smoked bacon burger. We're not smoking it, we're doing it on the grill, but because of the rub that we're using and because of the marinades and everything, it's going to be great. So the first thing that we're going to do because we want to get these on the grill because we want to eat, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take our ground beef, okay, and I am going to move it around, right? Because what I want to do next is I want to actually put an eighth of a cup, so that would be half of that, into there. And if you wouldn't mind pouring that in for me, that'd be great. And we're going to actually just...
An eighth there?
Yeah, make it really cool. And then we're going to take... I'm going to let you go. Get it for me. Thank you. Okay, we're going to add an eighth of a cup of the
dry rub.
The dry rub. Okay. All right. So and then what we're going to do is we're actually going to form the burgers, right?
Okay.
And we use lean ground beef in this, Marty.
Yeah.
So, and then when you get ready to have that, after they're grilled and everything, you're going to use the wonderful Skip Kenny mustard marinade on top of it, and then, or ketchup or whatever you want. And then you're going to put bacon. It's going to look so cool when we get done. Are you ready?
Love
so I'm going to go ahead and make these patties while you start the other one. Okay.
So I'm doing the coleslaw. So instead of cutting up your own cabbage or anything, we just bought a bag of coleslaw already cut up. Get that out of there. And so the first thing I'm going to do is going to go ahead and add a cup of mayonnaise, or you can use a Miracle Whip, whatever you choose. This is mayonnaise, so we're going to go ahead and get the mayonnaise in there. It's just 1 cup. And then the next thing we've got is let's see what this is. So it's 1/4 of the mustard. So we're going to get some little bit of mustard in there. And normally I wouldn't be a fan of mustard in coleslaw, but it is good. I mean, it does just kind of all meld together. Then the next thing we've got then is apple cider vinegar. And this is just this says 1 tablespoon. So I think this is a little bit more than the 1 tablespoon. So
Right.
I'm going to do
Just
1 tablespoon.
That's good.
That's kind of how I cook.
I know. A lot of people don't know how to do that, though.
And then
Maureen.
we've got the Skip Kenny, the rub. So we're going to get that all in there. And just kind of just mix it all up in there. Coleslaw just goes so well in the summertime with different things, especially with hamburgers and the baked beans and stuff. It's just yum. It's just like one
That
of those.
looks really good.
It's just like one of those side dishes that just, just finish out a meal. I think
That looks good.
Kind of got their own version of coleslaw too.
Yeah, that's for sure. So the patties are done, and once you get that done, we're going to put that into the bowl, and we put that in the refrigerator for a little while to get it cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. But I've
right.
made that a long time ago, and it's really, really delicious. So I'm going to take this. We're going to take a short break, and we're going to be right back. We're going to take the hamburgers out onto the grill, and I'll go out there and put them on. No, our producer will, and we'll get them done for you. And then we're going to be able to eat. What do you think about that?
Oh, well, wait a minute. We got to make dessert first, Kath.
Oh, yeah, I know. We're not gonna end the show.
We're going to make dessert before.
Yeah, we're going to make dessert. But no, he's going to go out to do we're going to go out and do the hamburgers. Or no, we're going to do dessert first, then the hamburgers?
Well,
Yeah, we could.
He can do the hamburgers. We'll do the dessert.
That's right.
Sounds good.
We'll do that. So I'm going to put these over here, and you want to give me the bowl?
I'll
and
dish it up. Yep. And then we're set to go.
Do you want me to help you?
Yeah, I think I got it.
We're fine. All right, we're going to take a short break, and we'll be right back on The Chef, You and I, right after these important messages. Marty, I have to tell you, we're back now. Right?
Okay.
And before we took a break, we actually took the cake out, and by the magic of television, we baked the cake, iced it.
Poof.
Right? And also, what did you do to the top of it?
Okay, so she took a butter cake, and then we crumb coated it with icing, and then I just took a divot out of it. Basically, it's a 2-layer cake. I took a divot out of it because we're going to do strawberries in a glaze. We're going to mix those together, slice them up, mix them together, and put the glaze and the strawberries in here, and then we're going to coat it with Cool Whip
Okay.
for a nice summer dessert.
Okay, so I'm doing this to the,
Yeah.
these are
And-
big strawberries.
Yeah. And of course, everybody has dibs on the divot piece.
Yes, I know. And I love strawberries. And actually, this year, they're really good. You can see how beautiful they are by the ones that we have on the plate. And I think this is just going to be enough. I don't know. We can always put more in, right?
Yeah. And it's
Okay.
a nice switch between like a shortcake and doing a cake like this. It's just a nice
Right.
switch to use a cake like this.
And right now, it's really hot out, Marty.
Yeah.
And I like 90s all week or something like that. And so that's what you do. And so then you take this, right?
Yep. And we're just
Wait a
gonna-
minute. I think I need a different. Maybe I need to put some more berries in there or not. No, we're fine. I'm going to get a different. I need a spoon
It's a
out
big
of
old
there.
spoon.
Yeah, I need a bigger
Yeah.
spoon. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to actually take the berries and put them in the center of. And if our camera guy can see that,
Yeah, just
we'll do
pile
that.
them up.
Pile them in there, right? That's why you cut it out, right? And this looks so delicious. I saw somebody else do it at one of the major retail stores, and I went, this is a great idea.
Yeah, and you could do too if you had the extra time between the layers. You could have also done.
Yeah, we could have done that.
Put a layer of it also in there too, just
Right.
kind of depending on how much you want.
Yeah. But since this cake is not that big, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting the rest of it.
All right.
Hold on.
Right, and then the Cool Whip that we've got, it's not frozen solid because that will not work trying to get it to spread around the cake. And this just adds kind of a light texture to the dessert.
Right. And I think we have enough right here.
I think we're good. Yep.
And maybe what we could do, Marty, is actually put a small strawberry on the top of it. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, let me get the Cool Whip on it first.
Cool Whip. Right, right.
All right, so the Cool Whip, you're just going to kind of dab. It does not have to look super, super pretty. It's nice to have it already on a platter, though, so that you can do the spinning of it.
Here, I'll do it while you do that, because you want to do it all over the cake, actually.
Right, yeah, I want to get it on top and just have it stay there. Like I said, this crumb coating helped because you couldn't just put, I guess you could, but
this cake was really buttery cake.
Would have slid right off if it had just been on the cake itself. So,
and you're a master at baking.
I like to bake.
Everybody, well, you work at a bank, too. Can we mention the bank?
We can.
Northside Bank.
I work for Northside Bank, yeah.
And that's my bank, by the way. And I have to tell you, she makes all the wonderful desserts that they have.
Yeah, COVID's been really hard for me because
you can't do it.
I can't have anything out. You know, our lobbies are closed or have been closed, you know. So that's been a little bit tough. I've missed seeing my customers a lot, so
we missed you too. Let me tell you.
I cannot wait for things to get back to normal and you know, everybody just to kind of you know, I think we've learned a lot from this.
Don't go to work sick either.
Yeah, cleaned out all the closets.
Right.
All right, one more turn, and I think we've turned.
I think we've got it.
One more turn.
Right.
I said this.
This is really beautiful. And we can put one on the top.
All right.
Right. One on the top, right?
There you go.
So you know there's strawberries, right? So that's what it looks like. We're really happy with it. Aren't you happy with it?
I am.
I am. And I can't wait to eat it.
Dessert first.
Oh my gosh, we have to do that. So in a minute we are going to come back. We're going to do the burgers. And we've got everything else done.
Everything should be, we should
and
be
then
able
we
to
can put everybody in the other room and we can sit down and have a beautiful Father's Day dinner.
Sounds good.
And he's a father, so happy Father's Day. Make your father or your sons or whoever lives near you something different for them.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, we'll be right back on The Chef You and I. We're back on The Chef You and I, and this is the part I love so much. We get to eat everything, right?
All right.
So what I'd like you to do, now that we've got the burgers off the grill, Marty, if you'd put one of the burgers on there, and usually you make a really big burger, but these buns weren't that big.
Yeah.
But we did this heavy-duty bacon, thick bacon, right?
Yes.
And you just put that on top, and then if you want to, you can use the mustard marinade, but some people don't like mustard marinade.
I'm a ketchup girl myself. So.
I am a ketchup girl too. But here's all the different things that we made. We made the pork roast. We made the pork roast, and we made the cake, and we made the baked beans. And also, we did I can't wait to try this, the macaroni and cheese and the coleslaw. And then they had an appetizer as well. So all of these recipes will be up on our Chef You and I website. And Marty, people love it now because they can print out the recipes. We're on everything. We're on LinkedIn. We're all over the place. So we want to say what?
Time to eat.
Time to eat. and we want to say goodbye and bon appetit. And thank you so much for joining me today on The Chef You and I, and for Miriam to come and experience this wonderful food, right, and friendship. Hi, this is Kathryn Raaker of Kathryn Raaker's World. Today's guest is the one and only Mark Shaw of Skip Kenny Barbecue. And he's one of my sponsors, and I'm so excited that you're with us today. Now, let me ask you something, Mark. What stores are you now in?
We're in Jungle Gyms at Fairfield and Eastgate. And in Texas, we're in Central Market.
Well, let me ask you this question. You didn't originally start out being a chef, did you?
No. I actually practice in occupational therapy.
For little children?
For children, yes.
Okay. So when did this come about?
Probably around 2012. I started working on different types of sauces and rubs.
Now, you're originally from Portsmouth, Ohio, am I
Yes,
correct?
correct.
So this is exciting because then you went to Texas, right?
Yes, yes,
And that's with your wife then?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
So you've been married 27 years, am I right?
27 years.
Oh,
Yeah,
how
we've been
about
together
that?
27 years.
That's good. So you both like doing this, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so what are we doing tonight? Because we got a lot of things that we're going to do with barbecue sauce. I'm going to move this over, right? Now tell me, these are called jalapeno poppers.
Yes, so we use our dry rub with cream cheese.
Right,
We fill the jalapenos, we wrap it in bacon,
right.
then we grill them,
Okay.
and then we use our barbecue sauce right at the end.
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Oh, you didn't tell me that part.
I left that out.
Oh, you left
That's
that
the
out.
good
So here's some of your rub, right?
Yes, yes.
And this is what it looks like right here. The camera's going to get all your different sauces, right? And we're going to use your rub. You actually used a cup of cream cheese.
Cheese.
This type of cream cheese, actually the whipped kind. And how much of the rub did you use?
About a tablespoon.
Tablespoon. So what I'm gonna do, if you don't care, because you've already done these, right?
Yes.
So all I have to do is actually take this. Can you open that for me? Or wait a minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
open, now you
Now I got it opened. Okay. Because we've made these on the air before, right? And you just put cream cheese in here, right?
Yes,
Just put it in there like that,
Mm-hmm.
right? Put a little bit more in there.
yes. Just
Okay.
fill it up.
Fill it up. And then what we're gonna do is put what? Bacon on it?
Yes.
So
There's some bacon
now.
I've cut for you.
Okay, now this is that thick bacon. That isn't that thin stuff, right? And just wrap it around,
Wrap it around.
and then just put a toothpick in it, right? Like that? Like that? Two of them or
Two
one?
of them.
Two of them. Why two?
Well, what I found is if I just use the one, as it starts to cook, it'll start to shrink a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it'll come apart.
Okay, so we're now doing the second one, right?
Yes.
You could pipe this too, couldn't you?
Yes.
Okay, but we're just doing it for everybody that has just ordinary things, maybe not piping and all the jazz that you have as a chef, right?
Yeah, so you just fill it up.
Fill it
and-
up. That's cool. And then we're going to put this on the grill, right?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the piece of bacon, right?
Yeah, and you have to use the thick cut. And you don't-
Because why?
well, the thin, it really just kind of falls apart.
That's true. That happened to me a couple of times with these, just to let you know. And it was hilariously funny. Right?
There you go.
Okay, put that second one in there.
Put that
There we
in
go.
there.
And now we're
Now
going to
you-
put these on the grill.
Yes.
Right? And so these take about how long?
Well, usually I start with indirect heat, and then it'll take about 40 minutes.
All right, so while we're doing that, I'm going to go get you a little plate so that we can take this and give the producer or someone for the grill. We're going to take them out and put them on the grill. Am I right?
That's right.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get you the plate,
Okay.
and then I'm going to have the cameraman take you out on the porch where
Okay.
we have the grill.
That's
All
right.
Here you go. So then we can take these out to the grill, and I'm going to ask the camera guy to take you out there. How about
All
that?
right.
And when you come back, we'll have everything ready to go for the next dish. Okay?
Thank you.
We're back, and we're putting actually the jalapeno poppers on the grill. And guess who I just saw? Skip. Kenny.
Kenny.
Kenny's, look, he's right over there. Don't. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
gosh.
Do you see him?
I see
Aren't
him.
you excited?
I
Now
see him.
we have to talk about what and who he is, right? Go right ahead.
Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put these on.
Okay.
And the name Skip Kenny came from our friend Kenny, because we played cards, and he would win constantly, always winning games after
Really?
game. So we skipped him out of the card games, and then he started to disappearing, and all you would see was
The back
the
of him.
backside of Kenny.
Okay. So I'm wondering if our Kenny will be the same. What do you think?
I think so.
You think so?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we leave these on for how long? We'll keep watching them, right?
Right.
About 20 minutes.
Yeah, let's check them in 20 minutes, and then we'll turn
Flip
them.
'em?
We'll have
Okay.
to turn them
All right.
over and keep an eye on them.
So we'll be right back on The Chef You and I and Kathryn Raaker's World. We're back on The Chef You and I and Kathryn Raaker's World with Chef Mark Shaw and Skip Kenny Barbecue and rub, right?
Yes, and the rub.
And the rub. Your poppers are done.
Yes, poppers are done.
And we've got chicken in the air fryer and out on the grill and in the oven because we got a big crowd, right?
Have a big crowd to feed.
Now tomorrow or other times you're at different places around the country doing samplings, right?
Yes.
Now let me ask you a question. I have an idea and a question. Wouldn't it be fun if people that love your sauce and your barbecue rub do what? Recipe cards maybe?
Recipe cards.
So what can they do? Send in their ideas?
Send in their ideas, and we can put it on a recipe card.
And I may even have a prize for them. How about that?
That would be great.
That would be great. So I want to thank you again. What's your website where people can go see everything about you?
SkipKennyBBQ.com.
And ours is thechefyouandi.com. And you can see us all over the place on our Kathryn Raaker YouTube, our Facebook for The Chef You and I and Kathryn Raaker's. We'll see you next time on Kathryn Raaker's The Chef You and I and Kathryn Raaker's World. And check us out on mytv2go.net. Look under Lifestyles and you'll see our shows under Kathryn Raaker's World.
Thanks for joining us on the Chef You and I show today. We'll be back next week with another great and healthy recipe. Don't forget to visit our website, thechefyouandi.com, for all of our featured recipes, cooking tips, and clips of the show.